Pre-K, Miss Whitaker here. Today we're going to talk about graphing for math. So a graph is a way to organize information so that you can really easily see how many you have of different objects. You can see which one you have more of or less of without having to count them. So it's a way to organize your information. At school, we kept track of the weather. That was one of the ways we used graphs, was to keep track of how many sunny or cloudy or rainy days. And so each day we would fill in a box or put up a picture, however you did it in your classroom, to keep track of those sunny, cloudy, rainy, and snowy days. And then you could look at the graph and quickly see which kind of weather we've had the most of, right? So today I'm going to show you how to make your own graph, and you can graph anything in your house that you have more than one of. So you could graph different kinds of fruit, you could graph the different color markers that you have, you could graph how many different kinds of coins you have, or you could graph how many different pieces of silverware you have, like how many forks and spoons and knives. So the idea is you just can count and organize your information, and then you can really quickly see which ones you have more of and which ones you have less of. So I'm going to use markers, and I have made my graph here, and I went ahead and filled in the different color markers that I have. So you can look and see quickly that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different color markers, right? So I have what color? Green, red, purple, black, and blue. So I went ahead and made a row for each of the different color markers that I have, and I have these empty boxes ready to fill in so that we can count and see how many of each color marker I have. And then when we're done, we'll be able to quickly look at our graph and see which color I have the most of. So in my first row here, I have a green. This is my green section. So if you also want to practice your letters, you could add some letters. So we could go down and add green. Starts with G, 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 G. So I could add G to my graph. And red starts with R. So I can write R for red. And P, P, P. Purple starts with P, P, P. P. And black starts with B, 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 B. B. And blue starts with B, B, B. Right, also B. Black and blue will start with B. So that's just another way you can add some letters into your graph. But if you're not ready to write letters, that's okay. We can just focus on counting and filling in our graph to match how many colors of each marker I have. So in my first row, I have my green markers, so I need to count. Are you ready to help me count my green markers? Okay. How many do I have? Great, 2. Let's make sure. 1, 2. So how many boxes should I fill in for green? Yeah, 2. 1, 2. Okay, so now I'm on to my next color. What color is next in my graph? Yeah, red. Can you help me count how many red markers I have? Yeah, easy, right? Just 1. I have 1 red marker. So I'm going to fill in 1 red box. Okay, and now what's my next color? Right, purple. How many purple markers do I have? Yeah, 2. 1, 2. So I'm going to fill in 2 boxes. 1, 2. Okay, and my next color is black. Okay. How many black markers do I have? Ready to help me count? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good. Let's count them again just to make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. 5. I have 5 black markers, so I'm going to color in 5 boxes for black. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and I have 1 color left. My last color is blue. Can you tell me how many blue markers I have? 1, 2, 3. 3 blue markers, so I'm going to color in 3 blue boxes. 1, 2, 3. So now I have my graph all filled in. You can very quickly look and see without even counting which color marker do I have the most of. Which one has the biggest amount of boxes colored in? Is it purple? No. Great, it's black. Black has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But without even counting, we can tell because it has the longest section of boxes colored in. So we know you have the most black markers. That's what I have the most of. And which color marker do I have the least number of markers? That means the smallest, the least amount. Right, red, because I only have 1. Do you notice anything about the green and the purple? How many green markers do I have? 1, 2, right, 2. And how many purple markers do I have? 1, 2, also 2. So I have 2 green and 2 purple. So they are the same. And another word you can use in math for when you have the same amount of something, 2 and 2, would be equal. So I have green is equal to the number of purple markers that I have because they are the same. Right. So if you want to continue working on graphs, you can make your own graph using markers or different kinds of coins or different pieces of silverware. And in page 14 of your packet, the week 4 packet, there are some hand washing graphs so you can help your family keep track of how many times everyone washes their hands. And so there are a few graphs in there and you can keep track for the day or the week and you can see who washes their hands the most, because right now we're washing our hands lots, right? That's really important. So we can keep our germs away and make sure everyone stays nice and healthy. So see if you can make your own graph and then see if you can keep track of how many times you wash your hands and see who does it the